Here are the four core stories you need to know really well to be able to answer most behavioral based interview questions. And beyond the four stories, let's talk about how you can tell them multiple times during an interview. The first story is your most successful project you've worked on. The second story is your least successful project you've worked on, or the project that just didn't work out. The third are stories about your most difficult stakeholders. Now, depending on your role, that might be a boss, a coworker, a customer, a client. You need to know which stakeholders you're going to likely talk about in your job. And the last is a passion project, either a past thing or a future thing that would be a passion project for you. Almost any behavioral based interview question is going to be able to answer by one of these. For example, your most successful project will answer that question, but you'll also be able to answer about a time you demonstrated leadership skills, a time you managed a tight deadline or multiple priorities, a time you took initiative to drive a change, a time you worked well in a team, etc. Same with your least successful project. You'll be able to talk about how you handle setbacks during work, how you recover and move forward from failing. You'll be able to tell a story about a time you took responsibilities for a mistake that was made. And the reason you'll be able to go back to these stories again and again is because you don't tell the whole story every time. If you think of your story like a tree branch, your least successful project is a branch that goes out and there's different branches coming off from that large branch. So while you've told that large branch of a story, you didn't go down all of the side branches in your story. One of those side branches is probably focused on recovering from failing, as an example. So when you're asked that question, you're able to reference the story you told about your least successful project and say, one of the things that came up in that was this situation and how I failed, and here's how I moved forward from there. It's not retelling the story, and it's also not needing a brand new story for every question. These four stories will be able to answer a lot of questions for you if you know them really well before an interview.